Ladies and gents, welcome to my little slice of heaven here. This is the barbecue oasis here at the Average Outdoors channel. Now, I love to grill and smoke, barbecue, you name it. And I do it year round. However, sometimes it just seems kind of wasteful to fire up the Weber or the egg if you're just going to cook some hot dogs and some brats and your cook time's only about 5 minutes. And that is where this guy comes into play. What we have here is the Pit Boss dual burner portable propane grill. You can see I've got cover on it. We did get a little bit of rain last night. Even though this is made of completely stainless steel, it is good to put a cover on it. Now look, I am generally not a fan of propane grills and propane accessories. I can just hear Hank Hill right now. Now god dang it, you gotta taste the meat. But no, I love the heat and the flavor I get from charcoal. But there are some undeniable benefits of having a propane grill. And having it on the deck is one of them. It's fast, convenient, easy. It is portable. And in Oregon, in their infinite wisdom, shuts down charcoal grills for BLM land, federal land, over the summer, this guy is still good to go camping, go to a lake, have out in the woods. So here it is. Let's take a look. The size of this grill is a bit of a hybrid. Now here, for example, is your standard Coleman propane unit. And you can see it is about half the size in almost every dimension than the Pit Boss here. So this kind of bridges the gap between your traditional propane grill and a portable tabletop camping grill. I did not like this grill, by the way. Used it once, never used it again. Zero heat. But this one's a good size. Big enough to cook for your family, small enough to throw in the back of your car for a day trip. Taking a look at the business end of this grill, our width is about 13 inches, and length of actual cooking space is just a hair over 20. Now I will say, the first about 3, maybe 4 inches of this grill, there's no heating element under this portion. So it's decent for some indirect heat, but if you've got a hot dog or a hamburger sitting close to the front of this, it is not going to cook nearly as fast as the middle and especially the back, because the element starts here and it winds this way. So you have double the amount of heating element back here that you do up closer to this. And then when you get into this front section, zero heat coming from this area. Now, if you're wanting to mobilize this unit, you can shut this down, latch it up, and this does a good job of keeping that big, heavy grate stationary, and the feet do fold up. Now, these feet, they don't lock into place, and so when you set it down, these rear feet have a tendency to collapse in. Pretty easy if you know it, just set it down flat, it won't have an issue. Once it is on a surface, it's not going anywhere, plenty stable. The overall build quality of this unit is actually not bad. My favorite part, by far, is this heavy-duty stainless steel grate. This is twice as thick and awesome as you'd get from a brand like Weber. This is what retains some heat and gets you some decent grill marks. Underneath the grill, we do have the heat deflectors. Now, this is probably my least favorite part of these types of grills in general, is that the heat doesn't directly hit your food. You've got 2 heat deflectors. Underneath these, you have the actual element itself. You can see what I was talking about. It's got a gap here where there's no heat, and then it wraps all the way around here, so most heat is towards the rear. Now, when you've got these deflectors in here, what occurs is almost more of a convection type cooking than truly a grilling direct heat. And if you know that going into it and you're aware of that's how this is going to cook, then it's good for what it is. The one thing that's nice about the heat deflectors is they do really prevent flare-ups. So you don't have a lot of flame going on with this grill. Each individual burner can be started and tuned independently of each other, which is a nice feature of this grill. As far as cooking temperatures go on this grill, this may be my favorite part. Let's see if I can zoom in here. So you start off with warmling, then you get to barbecue, and then grill. And after grill, it's just I have no idea what REHE is, other than a squeal of utter terror as this thing catches fire. Now, but seriously, I've had it as hot as 650 degrees on a still day when there's not a lot of wind. And generally, if both on high, you're in that 450 to 500 range. Starting your pit boss grill could not be easier. You've got your regulator here, hooks up to your standard 20-pound propane tank. But check this out. If you ever have any plans of transporting this or using it in the woods or at the lake or something like that, you need to get yourself one of these adapters. You screw this into the regulator, and what it does is it allows you to use these small portable propane tanks. And if you've ever had to travel with one of those giant behemoths of a propane tank, these are a godsend. Just screw this in here. And no more big heavy propane tanks. And these last a good while. Just set it down there. Simply turn the knob to the on position. The internal igniter will set off. And it is lit just like that. Couldn't be any easier. Now, like I said before, there's not a lot of direct heat going on with this grill. If you want to get some sear marks, you have to take advantage of the mass of this grill. So what you do is you close the top, you let this get up to temperature, 550, 600, 650 reheats if you're really feeling ambitious, and then your grill will be hot. You set whatever food you want on top of that grill, and then you will get some instant heat transfer. But as this just sits, if you just turn this on high, put your food on here, you're not going to get a lot of heat coming up. I mean, I have my hand right here, and honestly, it feels like a nice warmer, a nice hand warmer. It's just no heat whatsoever. This is on high right now. This is a pretty sweet grill for the price for what you're getting, but there is a glaring design flaw. The elephant in the room. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So picture this. You've grilled a few hot dogs on here, some fish, some shrimp, and you think this is a pretty handy little gem. And then you decide you want to cook some brats. You load up the grill, and the next thing you know, your deck and your table is just covered in an astonishing amount of grease. You check the grease trap. It's not full, so you know this thing has some serious issues. After a bit of detective work, I found the problem. Now, if you will, take a look here at my masterfully done schematic and bear with me. You've got your grilling surface up here, your food, and your heat diverters here, your burners. This is the body wall of the grill. If you look at right here, the floor pan, it's all supposed to be angled towards your grease trap. What happens is if you cook on the right side or the outside of either of these heat diverters, the grease comes down, and the floor pan, instead of being completely angled towards the grease trap, a good section of it is actually angled towards the body wall, where it is an open seam. This is not welded here. And so the grease just has a free path from all the way down out of the grill, and it just travels right down the legs, makes a freaking mess. Cleaned up the majority of it from last time it happened, but you can see here some evidence of their bratwurst. Here's the grease trap. It's nicely made. It works very well now that I've fixed the issue. And let me show you exactly how I overcame this glaring design flaw. So take a look here. Bear with the mess. This thing's actually really easy to clean. Soapy water, sponge, all this comes right off. But you can see the crease lines right here where the floor is supposed to be angled towards your grease trap, which is right here. However, if you look from a level platform, from here to the wall is actually angled there, and it just seeps right through the gap. It's awful. Now, if you look, I have some sealant. So echoey, it's kind of cool. Anyways, I have a line of sealant all the way across that, and it did the trick. No more leaks. Let me show you what I used. This stuff right here works wonders. Lava Rock RTV 650. Now, this is a high-temp silicone sealant specifically designed for barbecues, smokers, wood stoves, and it is actually USDA approved for contact requirements for cooking. That's really important. You don't want to be off-gassing some weird chemicals or anything like this. The other good news is that even when this grill is up to temp, these lower body walls don't get very hot. I can actually come in here and just hold right here. And it's not comfortable, but when this is reading 550 degrees, I can actually touch this and you won't get burnt. Now this floor, you can tell it's one piece here. So this is bent here, this is bent there. They welded here at the seam to keep this panel on, but a quick line on one side and on the opposite side, and you are back in business. Luckily, this is a quick, easy, and inexpensive fix to save this awesome little grill. Last thing to note, take a look at the body wall. Look how many vents there are going on this little grill. Winds are going to be a bit of an issue, as this grill really relies on air temperature to do its cooking. The winds come in, they suck all that air right out of here, and you are left with low temps. One night I wasn't able to get this thing above 325 degrees because it was a pretty windy night. To combat that, all I did was I took some aluminum foil, I stuck it on the side where the wind was coming in, stopped that ingress of wind from sucking all the heat, and I was back in business. Overall, guys, this is a really cool little grill, especially for the money. Now, don't get me wrong. When time allows, I am over there using charcoal and getting a lot more heat and a lot more flavor, in my opinion. But there's a time and place for the convenience and the ease. I can let my kids go nuts out here on the deck. I can cook up here with them, keep an eye on them. It is a cool little unit. It needs a little bit of work, but after a quick fix, you are back in business. Hope this helped you out. If you're taking a look at the Pit Boss, do me a favor, use my Amazon links below. I get a little kickback, no cost to you. Hope you had fun, guys. Thanks for watching. Take care and happy grilling.